What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including inflation and this recession that we're probably already in, as inflation is just out of control here. And, well, you know what's going on here. It's just absolutely insane. The stock market has taken multiple weekly losses here in a row. And get this, the S&P 500 posted its longest weekly losing streak since the dot-com bubble burst. Yeah, back in the early 2000s. Yeah, this is how crazy it is right now here, as recessionary fears that were already in there and the Fed raising interest rates. And some people are saying the Fed has to force us into a recession to slow down this inflation. Check this out. It's crazy.
Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average yesterday suffered its worst day since those dark days of March 2020. The Dow plunging more than 1,100 points amid renewed concerns over inflation, with experts blaming the sell-off on disappointing first quarter earnings from Target, Walmart, and other major retailers. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ also closing down yesterday. Traders are concerned rising costs are hurting corporate profits and consumer demand. Joining us now, CNBC's Brian Sullivan, to help us sort through all this. Sully, it's good to see you this morning. So what all went into what we're seeing, not just yesterday, but expect to see today as well?
Yeah, it's a dramatic turn in the consumer. Willie and Mika, good morning, everybody. I mean, inflation is just out of control on so many levels. And by the way, you did the baby formula story, powerful stuff. Those costs, if you can find it, are also going up. The cost to manufacture, deliver, transport, everything just continues to rise. And it's really, in many ways, guys, just an energy story. I mean, we talk about oil and gas and the energy transition. The price of diesel fuel at certain gas stations around the New York City area is $7 per gallon. That is the rough equivalent of $300 per barrel oil. Now, oil itself is at about $110 per barrel. I know that's the New York area, but there are very real fears of shortages of diesel fuel, jet fuel, and even gasoline this summer. That is driving up the price of everything. And when you factor in making something, shipping something, driving something to the store, it's going to be incredibly inflationary, and the consumer has really slowed down, and that just absolutely crushed the stock market, not just yesterday, but really all year. It's one of the fastest turns in consumer sentiment I have seen in 25 years.
So, Brian, I'm trying to think of what exactly control the United States government has. I guess the Fed chair probably has options here to try and stem the tide of inflation, but we're looking at rising interest rates, aren't we? How does that help? But ultimately, I still see a lot of Americans getting locked out of this economy, not having homes, not being able to afford anything as the government tries to fix the problem.
The problem is, and I think you nailed it, Mika, is that the only solution is to bring the economy to a halt, is to maybe force a recession. I know that sounds ridiculous as a, quote, solution, but we learned in the late 1970s that when inflation is out of control and unemployment is pretty much maxed out, pretty much anybody who wants a job can get one, the only way to slow inflation is to slow down the entire economy. And that's basically what the Fed chair yesterday said that they were willing to do. So the double whammy is that, and sort of the sad paradox of this is that as inflation rages, the only way to slow it down, well, there's two ways. Demand destruction. People just simply say, you know what, I'm not flying, I can't deal. Or you raise interest rates, which means, to your point, if you have credit card debt, which has gone up 21% year over year, if you want to buy a home, if you've got any kind of loan and it's not fixed forever, the rates on those are also going up. So you've got inflation already on everything and now inflation on your debt. It's going to be a tough combo.
So we're looking at, and let's just break this down, what you just said, because it seems to me, unless there's some sort of external solution to this, but I'm only seeing outside of the United States of America a food crisis coming our way due to the war in Ukraine. But we're talking about housing prices, having interest rates, maybe what, 7, 8%? I mean, how high would perhaps the Fed chair have to raise them to slow down the economy? And buying a car. So housing, cars, food, credit cards, this is going to be a nightmare.
If you can find a car, I mean, we still have the supply chain issues, Mika. In fact, there are a number of used cars that are going for higher prices than the same version new. A 2-year-old car with 20,000 miles costing more than the new one. It sounds insane, but it is. To your point, though, I think this is really going to be the story. And I was in the UK back in November talking about the impact of energy inflation on things like food and electric bills. Don't leave out, by the way, people's electricity bills. They're going to spike this summer. And if you're on a fixed rate plan, it will reset a lot higher. What people may not realize that fertilizers are almost entirely chemical. It's not cow poop anymore. It's chemical. And those chemicals are made from things like natural gas. The ingredient costs are soaring. The price of fertilizers is about $1,300 to $1,500 per ton. It used to be about $200 to $300 per ton. So there's going to be a lot of places. We're lucky to be here in the United States where we can probably largely afford this. But to your point, the food costs in emerging markets, lower income nations are going to be out of control. And Ukraine's a major producer and exporter of these fertilizers, wheat, certain types of corn, and certain types of oils. There are very real possibilities, and it's already starting in places like Sri Lanka, Mika, that we are going to see critical, not baby formula shortages, but food shortages for hundreds of millions or potentially billions of people the longer this drags on. It's a terrifying story. I hate to say it, but we need to acknowledge it. It's real, and it could happen. We need to get these markets reopened.
Yeah, so really just an absolute lot going on here with this. Inflation is so hot, and a lot of this is due to we're coming out of a recession. It's so crazy. We're coming out of a recession, but the inflation is so hot that the it's almost somewhat going to potentially put us into a new recession because of how hot the inflation is. I don't even have words for this, but I know, try to even figure that one out. But I know the problem here is that unemployment is at a or near a 50-year low. It was at a 50-year low about a month or two ago at 3.5%. It's at around 3.6% right now. As you heard him say, that there's so many jobs available right now. Pretty much, if you want to take a job, you can. Really, just depends on what type of job you want to take and what rates you want to take. What hourly wages or rates you want to take. So there's jobs available. In fact, really, employers are having a hard time hiring people because it's really shortages of people. There's more jobs available than people wanting to work per se. So I know you go back a few years ago and it was like interviews were like, they scrutinize you. Oh, we'll think about hiring you. And now it's just like they're desperate to hire people. Funny how times have changed, right? And now there's hiring bonuses, sign-on bonuses, and they're just trying to hire as people, especially large corporations like Amazon, Walmart, etc. They're just trying to hire people in droves, Yeah. So, but on the other hand, this is when inflation when inflation is high and unemployment is low, this drives it drives the inflationary pressures. And we're seeing so many supply chain issues because of the pandemic, because of the war. I mean, like they said, you try to go to buy a new car now, and almost everything is selling for over MSRP. So, you go to buy a sticker price of a car and it's 25,000 or 50,000. I mean, car prices are just all over the place depending on the type of car you buy. And they sell for over MSRP because they can't even keep them on the lots. There's not enough cars. Okay. And we're seeing the same thing and remember, there was the chip shortages, which is still kind of affecting everything. They're trying to produce chips here in the United States. Again, the more things we can produce here in the US, the less we have to worry about these things. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare here. And the problem here is inflation is hurting the most vulnerable people here in the United States, the low income, middle low income, and fixed income people. Yeah, the people that rely on pensions, the people who rely on Social Security, the people that rely on disability income, all these populations here in the United States, millions and millions of people, the people that were relying on the child tax credits, which have now stopped, been paused for half the year. Yeah, and millions of children have gone back into poverty, and they're looking around saying, what is the government doing? What is the government doing? And really, it's just millions of people are like blaming Joe Manchin, Senator Joe Manchin, saying this could have been passed by now. Isn't this sad? Isn't this sad? So really, there's so many different issues that are like, what are we going to do here? And the problem here is that now they have to raise interest rates to help bring down inflation. Banks, central banks, and governments all around the world are doing this. Not just the U.S., guys. It's not just the U.S. And the problem is that also hurts the vulnerable populations, of the people with the low income, fixed income, and the people that are just barely getting by as well. Yeah, it's really a tough situation here, and this is why so many people are reaching out here to the government, to their elected officials here in our comment section, anywhere they can, saying, what are we going to do? What about us? Saying, we need a forced stimulus check. We need some reoccurring payments. We need our states to help us. We need these state tax rebates, these state stimulus checks that a lot of states are giving back here, really kind of saying, some of them call them anti-inflation checks, tax rebate checks, whatever you want to call them here. If you've been watching my channel, a lot of states are doing this. At some point, I may need to count these states, but I don't know, there's maybe 15, 20 different states that are now giving checks back to their residents, because of their state surpluses, their money they got from the last stimulus package here. And really, it all just kind of varies here. I'll show you a few of them here recently that were passed. One of the most recent ones to pass here is the state of Missouri. You can see here from the Kansas City Beacon, many Missourians can expect tax rebate checks up to $500 thanks to state surplus. The rebate is part of a record-setting $49 billion budget pumped up with federal pandemic relief funds, aka the last stimulus package that sent out billions of dollars to each state, and $500 per person, and married filing jointly couples would get $1,000. So because it's two people, so $1,000 per married couple, $500 per single person. And this has now been passed by the state of Missouri, just kind of the most recent state to pass this here. You could see it directly here from the Kansas City Beacon. And Hawaii also recently approved $300 checks for taxpayers and their dependents. If you make under $100,000, if you make over $100,000, it's $100. So, most people are going to get $300 per person. So, mom, dad, 300, that's 600. If you have two children, that's another 300 and 300. So that would be, 1,200. And if you have four kids, you're looking at, and mom and dad, that's six people. 6 times 3 would be $1,800. So yeah, not bad for the state of Hawaii. Aloha. That's also recently here passed as well. Colorado recently passed one here for $400 per person, or $800 per married couple here as well. And also, the state of Maine also passing checks here. They have one of the largest checks here as well, which was $850 checks here. Let me zoom this in. The budget delivers $850 direct relief payments to Maine per person. So that is $1,700 per couple You can see here in total, the budget give back is expected to deliver $1,700 in relief to the average Maine household. The governor said, "We have shown once again that through hard work, Democrats and Republicans and independents can come together to do what is right for Maine people." Really cool. I love to see that, and I hope that more states can continue to do this here going forward. And if you've been watching my channel here, I'll keep you up to date here as it feels like most states are just going one by one and considering this here. Also just here in recently, I also had, yeah, you can actually see here yesterday, May 19th, Governor Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan proposes $500 rebate checks, aka stimulus check. It's the same thing for Michigan working families. So this would be $500 per person, or I believe $1,000 per married couples. Um, Literally, she just announced this here yesterday. So of course, they have to get it passed. But this is the same process that we've been seeing here from multiple different states here. So yeah, it's kind of feels like one by one, each state is saying, "Hey, we have billions of dollars of surplus," and each state goes through a little bit different process. Some states have legislatures controlled by Democrats. Some states have controlled by Republicans. Some states have legislators that are controlled by mixed, half Republicans, half Democrats, and they have to compromise. They have to vote on it. They have to, compromise on it and then send it to their governor. So each state's a little bit different, but it's nice to see all these different states actually passing checks for their residents. And these states have so much money that we could see multiple checks here in one year or another check again next year. So that is really good news here on the state level. And remember, I just did a video here for checks on the federal level here as well. Boy, it's getting windy out there. Yeah, it's like 85 degrees out here today. It's pretty hot. But yeah, we have lawmakers here in Congress, both from the Democratic side and the Republican side, that are talking about a forced stimulus check here as well for the whole country. For the whole country. So yes, again, the problem here is with inflation. It's just insane. It's insane, and you know it's a K-shaped recovery. There's some people that are doing well. There's some people that are working and don't need help. But there's a lot of people on the lower part of the leg. You look at a K, and the people that are in the upper class doing well. The people that are in the lower class struggling right now, and inflation is really hurting those people. And that's where the government needs to step in a little bit and say, here's a little bit of just a little bit of help to help you get through this inflationary. And remember, the pandemic we had 150,000 cases the other day, and it's honestly this virus is just not going away. It's whether you're Republican or Democrat or indifferent. It's a virus. It doesn't have a it doesn't have a party. It's just viruses have been around forever, and I don't know what to think about that. It's just you know how that is. But yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. I'll link you to that video I just did on federal stimulus checks and what lawmakers are saying about that here as well. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. It's completely free to do so. After you subscribe, then click the bell icon so you get notifications as soon as we go live. I will keep you up to date here. You can click this video here to see my video we just did on federal stimulus checks for the whole country. So click on that video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.